everyone, my name is Mitz. Here we are back again with Higurashi When They Cry. We're halfway through to this installment, and yeah, it's dead. Satoshi almost got arrested by the police and all that, but she has stepped in and revealed herself as the twins secretly hiding out Konamiya to protect Satoshi. Which honestly, to have any other way to reveal that whole thing, I can't imagine anything better than that, honestly. It's dramatic and it's also sweet. The feels, the hearts. It actually is really fun to me. I didn't comment on it last time, but man, I enjoyed that so much. Oh boy. Don't believe that Satoshi is the killer still, but with all those small things about him going barefoot, and him hiding things out in the woods beforehand, and him sneaking out the window in the middle of the night, it all makes sense now. Now, so here's my true, 100% right, foolproof, indisputable theory about Satoshi Hojo. He's a werewolf, no doubt. Even though it's not hinted at all in this entire game, this whole entire franchise, anything like that, there's no other way it could be. I mean, every time we see the moon, it's full. That means he's a werewolf, and his spirit, when he died, he's haunting the whole place. That's why people would die and go missing. It all makes sense now. Oh God, like having that be shut up after this late. That's just don't just make me laugh, but it'd be unfair. Oh my God. Oh boy. Plus, the one thing before going into it, now one small comment that Rika made in the festival grounds to Sadako, but it's already been decided. Creepy, also kind of heartwarming, but also ominous. I wonder if that comment even would be left in if we even got the fourth installment, where she's Rika realized she technically knows what's happening in the future, or they've been left in from that hint to be in, which either way is still intriguing as all hell. Yes, interrogation time. Hopefully, well, basically, you basically just told Satoshi to keep your mouth shut. Just say we were talking in the diner. Your memory is fuzzy. Let Shion do the talking if you can. Or can I get my one phone call, please? The cops are smart enough to separate us during questioning. That's standard procedure for everything. Only she didn't come to talk to me. His name was Satoshi-kun and nobody else. I got a young cop who just talked about ordinary things. He must have been trying to ease me into the interrogation. When I realized that, the clumsy way he spoke began to frustrate me. Just get to the point. We don't talk about roundabout ways of doing it like how I speak. I still worry if I speak too long for solid minutes on end for beginning and intros and in between. I spent 10 minutes on outros just theorizing in the top of my head. Oh boy, hopefully it's not annoying either, even though it's the whole point of theorizing. Oh my God. When I realized that, the clumsy way he spoke began to frustrate me. Is Satoshi-kun really alright? I didn't really think Oishi really bought my testimony. Well, if he doesn't believe that you're secret long-lost twin sister, which no one else in the entire world knows, DNA test. Whole out. DNA test. Family registry. I want my lawyer! He must have been trying to get Satoshi to confess in spite of that. All I could do was pray that he keep quiet. Protect the murderer. He's sympathetic. He good boy. Honestly. My God. The phone on the desk rang, and the cop picked it up. Oh yeah, it's you. Yeah. This is Kuma guy. What? Alright. I understand. Right away. He hung up and told me somebody had come to retrieve me. It's my lawyer. Good. It's Kasai. He does lawyerly stuff on the side. Looks like Satoshi-kun had to stay. Were they going to continue the interrogation just because he had nobody to pick him up? Although, maybe I should have been worrying more about myself. Oh yeah, Oreo. Huh. The hacker probably heard about me by now, since I revealed my real identity to the police. I couldn't hide any longer now. I was going to receive some sort of punishment. That's going to be interesting. It wasn't losing a finger or anything like that, unless it definitely was a toe, like I joked before. It's underneath, all of that actually took off a leg. It's prosthetic, everything. It's just, it's for such a hefty punishment. You gotta pay a hefty fine. I had no idea what she'd end up doing to me. The degree of punishment for a traitor is always severe in the world of the Sonozakis. The punishment must be carried out. If it's to protect the family's reputation, it's carried out no matter what. Maybe I should kiss my pinky finger while I still can. I asked the young cop just in case. Hey, did you know that in America, if a condemned criminal gets arrested in a state which has banned capital punishment, they refuse to surrender him to the state prosecuting him if that state hasn't banned it? That's a lot of large words for my brain to comprehend. Hold on, I need to read that again. If a condemned criminal gets arrested in a state which has banned capital punishment, they refuse to surrender to the state prosecuting him if the state hasn't banned it. Oh, so I'm like, if a criminal, like, wait, are you saying like if a criminal was put in death row, like, I'm assuming that's what that word condemned means, like, he was arrested in a place that, like, bans capital punishment, they're not going to give it to the other state? Huh. That's actually interesting. Huh? Well, why are we talking about another nation right now? We're talking about you right now. Maybe it was too difficult for him. Maybe just sprung that question out of nowhere on him, and he's, like, wondering about that? He just looked puzzled. And off we go. Bye. You're gonna take me home? Man, no one has manners in here. You decided to give a young man a lift to the police station, all like in a fancy limousine, like the black and white cars, the nice blue and red lights, but you can't do that for a simple lady? Gosh, no manners today in this day and age. A glossy black car was waiting for me in front of the police station. A few men from my dad's office bowed to me. It's been a long time, Shion-san. Where's Kasai? He's dead. Kasai had been helping me ever since my escape from school. You wouldn't allow him to walk free. Well, how's Sis doing? Does she have something to say about this? We were only told to bring you to the main house. Please ask her when you get there. After saying that, he escorted me into the car. A man sat on either side of me. Obviously didn't want me to escape. Yay. Thinking of Satoshi-kun, I looked back to the police station. Hold on tight, Satoshi-kun. I'll break in there and get you out of there lickety-split. I'll grin and bear it here, too. The car started off roughly. It was never a good occasion when I went to this house. Except when Mia and I were really small, oblivious of what the Sonozaki name meant for us. Yes, the Yakuzas. Stealing, pillaging, killing. Maybe not the pillaging part, but everything else seems to apply. I've only been here when I had to attend boring family councils. Oh, this actually looks interesting, like at night. Man, it looks even more cozy. The car parked behind the house. Traders aren't allowed in through the main gate. I got out of the car. It looked like Sis would be the only person to receive me. I almost spoke to her casually, but her cold gaze froze me before I could. It's been a while, Shion. I never expected to see you other than on New Year's. It gave me the chills to hear her greet me in a cold manner. We gotta keep the act up, okay? It's a pleasure to see you again, Mian-sama. I feel overjoyed to have the chance to see you, other than on New Year's. I responded, trying to sound likewise. Our leader is deeply upset. Wonder how you explain yourself. I had nothing to explain. I had no excuse. I'd escaped from the school solely because I couldn't stand it there. So, you sat down inside there instead. That was all. Shion, come this way. Everyone's waiting for you. Mion escorted me, and the others followed. Okay, we're back to this. We went to the garden, not into the house. Ah, this is where we get buried. As we passed through the huge yard into the woods, I realized where she was taking me. When we were little, we were told never to go near these woods. I had a vague idea what was in the back of them. I heard there was a hidden entrance to the underground torture room, where they used to punish the enemies of the family. The more hideous rumors I heard of the family, the more credible those rumors seemed. Well, I wasn't completely certain about any of that. That's why I broke in as a kid one day, to figure it out. I never expected to see the torture room for myself. We came to a concave clearing in the middle of the woods. I saw a metal door at the bottom of it. The door reminded me of a bomb shelter. So, this is the underground torture room, huh? I was surprised to hear my own voice. My voice is trembling. Oh. made me realize that I was more scared than I thought. Nobody answered my question. The very air felt tense. According to the family rules, one of the twins must be eliminated. Was I finally going to be eliminated? I realized I've been underestimated by punishment. Well, Ma, don't worry about it. You're trying to help someone in the town. Like, they can't kill you just until the whole thing is, like, resolved and all that. But then they'll still keep you alive afterwards. It's the way of the curse in the world. The Yakuza world, hopefully. Oh my god, I'm getting reminded of when I kept, like, just saying, like, don't worry, Keiichi. You won't die here in the first installment because the curse is gonna happen next year. You'll be taken out then. You have all the time in the world before you get murdered. Oh god, that's still funny. What I think on that. I hadn't been aware of the real terror until now. I just thought I was. Beyond the steel door, the air had an intimidating smell. This really was happening to me. No, I shouldn't allow myself to give in to fear. I felt like saying something rude. My lips were dry. My fingers were fidgeting. I was escorted through the narrow hallway and down a few sets of stairs. There, I saw another huge steel door. Man, it was a part of me that really wanted that downstairs CG, but with, the sunlight shining in, but to be like dark in the night. Oh, it's so cool and so creepy at the same time. That'd be so cool. There, I saw another huge steel door. So, this was the place. Whoa. What is this sound? Holy shit. At the beginning it sounded like static with the crickets. Huh. It was a spacious and utterly odd-looking room. Is that tearing in the background, actually? It feels like either static or tearing. The room had two sections that looked completely different. One side looked like a lounge. I saw several high-ranking members of the family council sitting on cushions there, looking expressionless. The other half was tiled, as if in a large public bath. That was already puzzling enough. And there were those things. To be honest, they captured my attention from the moment I arrived. What, they're lanterns or something? I noticed them even before I saw the lounge in the tiled space. I just didn't want to accept that they existed. I couldn't stand straight. I almost dropped to my knees, but I couldn't. Two young men had been holding me by the arms as I got here. There were oddly shaped things hanging from the wall. The torture devices? I was just refusing to recognize what they were. I knew exactly what they were called. I see. I understood that those eerily shaped objects were torture devices from hell. Well, if you're scared of it now, but you weren't phased the slightest. I'm from the torture devices in the ritual storehouse. No wonder you had your fair share and exposure to them, seeing him all up and close, and in presence of the people who might actually hurt you. Makes sense. No, close up. Damned fool! How dare you return? The hag, sitting at the front of the lounge, intimidated me in a horrid voice. She cursed me for a little while, but she was so incensed that I could barely tell what she was saying, all mutters and mumbles like Satoshi did. I knew what she was trying to say, though. You betrayed this family by returning your ugly face in. The hag was willing to forgive my escape from the school, but once I revealed my identity to police, she had to step in. Since I had disobeyed the family rule, as a leader, was forced to punish me. Moreover, there was one thing that bothered her more than anything else. The fact that I covered for Satoshi-kun. The Hojo family had been seen as traitors to the village ever since the dam conflict. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Satoshi-kun is still considered one of them, which is bullshit. She couldn't accept that I was connected to him. To me, this was a bit unexpected. I'd escaped from the school the hag had put me in. All the while, I believe that was what she was upset about. But in fact, she said that she was the most uncomfortable with my connection with Satoshi-kun. Okay. Man, oh my god, it's a Romeo and Juliet situation all over again. Oh no, we can't have her be like seen have a crush on the people we should despise. Ah. I couldn't believe this. I mean, of course, I knew that Satoshi-kun's family was persecuted for their betrayal, but I didn't think that Satoshi-kun was also burdened with that responsibility. He has nothing to do with that. I understand that his parents were ostracized, but he shouldn't be. Oh my god. Shut the hell up! Oh my god. The hag interrupted me with a shout, which made me cower in fear. She continued slandering the Hojos, and said that Satoshi-kun was a cursed child. No wonder where, I wonder where Mion got the whole, the Hojos are cursed. My god. I started feeling pissed off. What did he do to deserve this? What was he being blamed for? It was too late when I realized I said that out loud. The hag looked furious. I'd obviously upset her. I just had to repeat myself, to make it very clear how I felt. What are you saying, you old hag? Everything you spout is nonsense. Huh? Who the hell do you think you're talking to? Shut the fuck up, let me finish. I shouted loudly to silence the hag. What the fuck do you know about Satoshi-kun? How can you talk about him like he's some past you don't even know anything about him? I know how sweet he is. You don't like him because of the Hojo? How fucking stupid is that? Is even your brain archaic or what? You hate the fact that the Sonozaki is with the Hojo that much? That's such a stupid, just beyond stupid. Boy, I never expected to feel like Juliet. God damn it, stop thinking my brain. Stop it. Ah, get out of my brain right now. Hammer it out, please. My voice became hoarse from shouting. My face was messy with tears. Even so, I didn't feel like putting a stop to my emotional explosion. Oh boy, oh. And Satoshi goes missing a few days. Oh no, she would actually believe that her family has something to do with it too. Ooh boy. Even so, I didn't feel like putting a stop to my emotional explosion. I was all too aware that I was doing that just to overwhelm my fear. The hag was glaring at me while breathing heavily. I glared back at her as fiercely as I could. Well, if you're gonna die, you might as well go down without a fight. Obviously, you're definitely gonna die, of course. 100%, obviously. Eventually, I realized that her sticking point was my relationship with Satoshi-kun. She wasn't only upset that I had a mere connection with him. Huh, I see. Looks like Mion mentioned that too. It was as though Mion was wearing a mask. She didn't budge under my penetrating glare. That was what the hag was really unhappy about. The fact that I was in love with Satoshi-kun. I don't give a shit about his family background on my own. Yeah, I'll admit that I'm in love with him. I love Satoshi Hojo-kun. I love him so much. Is that so wrong? Do you need a reason to love somebody? I can see the relatives shaking their heads in turmoil. Among them, I saw my mom. She must have been trying to protect me. But even she wouldn't look at me. You're a disgrace to the family name, apparently. Oh, God. Instead, she looked silently at the floor. Did you guys in the back hear me? Am I wrong? You know how sweet Satoshi-kun is in an instant if you bother to get to know him. How can you put him down without... Mion held out a hand to silence me. Then, she slowly walked in my direction. That is enough, Shion. I understand what you wanted to say. Mion put her head close to mine and whispered. Shion, I know how you feel. You can't go back after coming this far. You had to pay for what you did. What did I do? Why me? That's ridiculous. Shion. Mion's face turned cold again, and she calmly told me. You're probably right, but this is Hinamizawa, and we are Sonozakis, I'm sure you understand. We gotta play the role that we were dealt. The villagers look to us as this one force. If we deviate from it in any way, we look weak. We can't have that. We can't have weakness here. We gotta tear it out, like, from our body, like the goddamn pancreas if it doesn't work properly. We are the leaders of the three families, and you are the twin sister, the successor, Mia and Sonozaki. Man, everyone likes saying their full name, like everyone's full names out loud completely. It's not just Keiichi Maebara's thing. Yet, I interrupted her. We haven't agreed on that matter ever since I came back. You're full of this reputation shit. Hinamizawa? The Sonozakis? So what? I don't give a fuck about... Listen. She interrupted me just like I did her. How many people did you depend on to start your new life in Okinomiya? Chill shot through my spine. Kasai is in the cell at the back. Why Kasai? I knew why, of course. When I got caught, those who helped me were destined to meet the same fate. Literally everyone who gave you a job working around in Okinomiya and all that. Oh boy, have fun with that. Oh, have fun with that. We were all subject to the punishment of betrayal. Maybe my punishment would be lighter than what they'd be going through. Kasai and Uncle Yoshiro must have been treated much worse than this. Everybody who helped me was falling victim. I know that you're prepared for your punishment. Have you ever thought about the consequences that Kasai-san and Uncle Yoshiro will have to face? My head rapidly cooled down. My aggression was all used up. I should be able to bear whatever punishment they bring on me. I resented the fact that I'd be putting the people who supported me at risk. Shion, apologize to Granny. If you do, the others won't have to suffer. Alright? But Mion, did I really do something wrong? Was any of what I said that bad? The moment Mion learned that I wasn't willing to apologize, her expression turned cold again. She turned her back to me and returned to the lounge. I talked back to the hag in a really harsh manner. I told her that I didn't do anything wrong. Yet I had involved many people to whom I owed so much. And without saying, this was my responsibility. I was the sole person to blame, and no fault lay with them. Yes, Kasai and Yoshiro-san were blameless, just as Satoshi-kun was. But then, as she read my mind, Mion turned around and gave a slight nod. It was possible something was going to happen to Satoshi-kun. On top of Kasai and Uncle Yoshiro. Oh my god, actually, since we never even heard about him in this connection, oh boy, something else, oh god, something's gonna happen. Wait, sis! That can't happen. Satoshi-kun, I mean, nobody else should be punished. Please forgive them. What is it, Shion? Tears rolled down my cheeks. I no longer cared about my pride. Sorry, I was wrong. Please forgive me. I should have said what the hag wanted to hear. Amelia just, I'm sorry that you're all little bitches, basically. That's what it feels like you're gonna say now. And she still looked unsatisfied. Maybe that wasn't too surprising. I just denounced her so badly in front of the relatives. She wouldn't forgive me so easily from that. Just then, Mion spoke as the successor. So, Shion, how do you propose to pay for this? Pay? What do you want me to do? Nothing can be scarier than being told to pay up while staying next to horrid-looking torture devices. I'll lose half my blood. I was completely terrified. I couldn't move from trembling. Mion suddenly whispered to her grandmother. The hag nodded. Mion summoned some young minions and gave them an order. They removed one of the torture devices hanging in the wall, then set a table in front of me and put the device on top of it. What is this? It's a tool for removing fingernails. Okay. Do you know how to use it? No way. I shook as I stared at that tool. It looked like a giant nail clipper. You probably put the part that looks like a beak between your finger and fingernail. Pull them apart if you squeeze the handle. Oh my god, getting reminded of them, people who had, like, I guess, when they're, like, finger and, like, toenails, I guess, like, what they look like without them. It looks so weird. It looks so weird, honestly. Oh my god. Probably just because you're used to seeing fingernails in people's hands and all that. Ah. The chills ran up and down my spine when I imagined that. Each fingernail represents one of your responsibilities. Shion Sonozaki? Now which one do you choose? You must remove 3 nails yourself. 3. 1 for Kasai, 1 for Uncle Yoshiro, the last for Satoshi-kun. It was a fairly reasonable number. Will you really not punish the others? Interrogation tactics. We can't tell you. Promise me. Please let them go if I do this. This is a punishment, not a negotiation. You don't like the procedure? I'll do it! Just give me a second. I'm doing it. I put the device in my little finger while shaking badly. Oh boy. If my fingernail was shorter, it would have been harder. The metal beak captured my little finger beautifully. The subordinates then stabilized my left hand with a different restraining tool. That seemed reasonable, because my finger would slip out if it weren't restrained like that. Oh boy, we're gonna see this all described in complete detail. Oh no. Oh god. As the subordinates buckled up the leather straps, I realized that this was really happening, and there was no escape. Somewhere in my mind, I've been thinking that they might forgive me after just the gesture alone. There was that part of me, but I knew it was going to continue. I shouldn't have been so naive. The emotion I'd been holding back appeared in the form of tears and kept rolling down my cheeks. It was like my feelings were being squeezed down to the very last drip. Something even more horrifying followed this. It was the silence that awaited my next action. So, what should I do now? One subordinate pointed to the handle and told me to either squeeze it or hit it. He recommended the latter would be easier to make it quick. Nobody said anything after that. There was nothing to hear but the sound of my sweat dripping onto the floor. The onlookers were staring at me silently, waiting for me to execute my punishment. Both the hag and Mion. Do you think set up the other things of your fingers, like, individually, or just... Are they all hooked up to 3 fingers all at once? Oh god, you have to do it one by one, honestly. Oh god. They were also anticipating it. I could refuse. The men wouldn't be paying up. This punishment exists to offer payment in exchange for the safety of those who helped me. If I refused, they would suffer. I started breathing heavily. I knew that if I did this, the others would go free. This was, if you thought about it, quite a good deal. If it weren't for me, it wouldn't be just 3 fingernails. If it were Kasai, he'd have sacrificed his little finger, or something even worse. I knew that. It was my selfish desire to get away from that school. Why did Kasai have to suffer because of that? I knew that. Why did Uncle Yoshiro have to suffer just because he provided me with a job? I knew that the hag and the other relatives still hated the Hojos, so I didn't know what they'd do to Satoshi-kun if I didn't do this. Would they bring Satoshi-kun here and tell him to do the same? Would they tell him to remove his fingernails in exchange for forgiving me? He'd do it. He'd sacrifice himself with no hesitation in order to save others. My sweat dripped onto the table and through my nose. I'd do it. Yes. There's only 3 fingernails, after all. It might hurt a lot, but I wouldn't die. The fingernails would grow back. They won't even leave a huge scar. No, I shouldn't be afraid. The punishment was minimal because it was me. If I refused to do this, those would be punished much more severely. I couldn't let that happen to Kasai, Uncle Yoshiro, or Satoshi-kun. I was the only one who should be punished. So I just need to bear the pain. I wasn't just breathing heavily anymore. I was also moaning faintly, ready to scream at any moment. That's right. Make it quick. This wasn't torture, so I didn't have to prolong the moan of pain. I should do it in one swift blow. That way, my pain and fear would be minimized. I raised my right arm. Quickly, quickly. The pain would be lessened if I did it in one big stroke. It'd be much more painful if I messed it up. I held my breath. I felt as my body were frozen. I was choking. The chills crept up my spine. Don't be afraid, Shion. Fingernails are just a tiny fraction of the whole body. Just 1 square centimeter. I can do this. I can bear it. I smacked my right hand to the handle of the device. Oh. I sensed the noise through my whole body instead of through my ears. At the same time, I felt a pain I'd never experienced before. A moment later, the pain pulsated with my heartbeat. I clenched my teeth. I felt like my teeth were cracking. I shut my eyes until my eyeballs got squeezed up. The pain wouldn't fade. So with my blood pressure. I felt as though it was bloating like a balloon. Timidly opened my eyes. I found that my little finger wasn't really drenched in blood. It was bleeding, but not much. Certainly not enough to explain how much it hurt. Oh yeah, oh god, we're slowly just going through each individual, like, the other 2 fingers. Oh boy. You get those moments where, like, you get a bad, like, you slim your finger in, like, a door and stuff like that. That's what it feels like to me. I had that a few times happen. Oh god, I can only imagine that would be for, like, normal fingernails and all that. Oh god. I think a few times I actually remember trying, at least as a kid, like, how would it be if I'm trying to remove your own fingernail, like, manually? And no, that felt painful. Stop. Oh, God. My fingernail was open just like the hood of a car. Oh, okay, that's an image. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It was overwhelming. We gotta check to see what's under the hood. Okay. It occurred to me that I only done 1 out of 3. Did I have to repeat this 2 more times? Did I have to remove the nails from my ring and middle fingers as well? I looked at the Hag and Mion, begging for mercy. But they were just silently staring at me. As the show had only just begun. We'll get that popcorn and all that, the caramel and all that, the durian popcorn, I might have fun. I saw no hint of mercy in their eyes. They wouldn't be changing their minds. Since they said 3, it had to be 3. They won't forgive me until I remove 2 more fingernails here. Mion, look, isn't this enough? That's not gonna work. It really hurts, you know that? You see that in my eyes, don't you? It really hurts. Mion answered, still wearing a cold look. Shion, you can't keep going? She didn't mean that it was sufficient. She meant as the others would to take the remaining punishment if I didn't. I knew that. I really did know. No, I'll do it. This is easy. It's so easy. You sadists. This doesn't scare me. This doesn't hurt. I quickly moved the metal beak instead of my ring finger, quick. I smacked it with no hesitation then. Instead of making it quick, maybe it was just rushing out of fear. I'd messed up. The torture tool had clipped just a tip of my fingernail. The pain, however, was equal. I can't believe I only chipped it. Did I have to do it again? Did I keep removing the fingernail off my ring finger? That much pain? Again? Again? Shion? No, I don't want to do it. I couldn't bear anymore. I started crying shamelessly. I can't take anymore. It's too painful. Forgive me, please. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They didn't seem to hear my voice. It felt as though there was an invisible barrier between us. They showed no mercy. They were just here to witness this ritual. So rather than sympathetic, they looked amazed by my own screw-up. Mian went up to me and whispered to my crying face, Shion, there's just a bit more to go. Hang in there. No, 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 no! I can't do this! It really hurts! It really does! Mion shook her head and signaled the subordinates that came from behind me. I covered my head with something like a knit cap. It was a blindfold. When the pill me and Nelson hold, restricting my movement. No, stop it! No! I couldn't overpower the guy behind me. I felt something strained in my left hand. They're moving it, doing it all for you. I think I was doing something with a torture tool. He put the metal bead between my ring finger and its fingernail. No! Mom, help me! Mom! My left hand was fixed in the restraint, so I couldn't put up much protest anyway. Even that left hand was pressed down by his rough palms until it hurt, robbing it of the freedom even to tremble. Yeah, and something tells me even though if you stopped at one thing, after stopped at 2 fingers, they'll lead to be Satoshi to be the 3rd one if you didn't do all of them. So you have to do them. They had no hesitation. It was made very clear to me how merciless people can be. Brought to my vision, all I could do was clench my teeth against the pain assailing me. If there was anything I was thankful for, it was that he was well practiced and ripped both of my fingernails cleanly. Pain and screaming might induce narcotic chemicals in the brain. While screaming, I started losing consciousness. Well, that was a heck of a way to do it. Okay, it also seems like I guess an actual fall through parallel of what happened in the second installment of me and almost doing a torture stuff to Keiichi himself. Ooh. I woke up. Woke up in my apartment like nothing had happened. Wow, that was a terrifying nightmare. Can't believe that no one is dead. The curse never happened again, and all's well in the world. Wait, my fingernails are bleeding. No! My memories were missing. I couldn't remember how I got back to my room. I held my head with both hands. My left hand was bandaged. The fingers that had their nails removed had swollen like hot dogs. I paid with those 3 fingernails for what I did. The hag had said something about after the punishment, but I don't remember any of it. I was taken to a hospital in Okinawa. The car shook in the way, adding extra pain on top of what I already felt. Somebody gave me some aspirin, the painkillers, the acetaminophen pills. They worked just like they said on TV. They didn't last more than 10 minutes. I swallowed the pills without water. While spacing in the waiting lounge, oh my gosh, looks just the same as in Hinamizawa. Kasai showed up. He probably came to check if I was alright. I obviously wasn't. He must have understood that from my bandaged left arm dangling from my shoulder. It's almost like dislocated from the shoulder. Okay. That's the extra punishment for the 4th person. You instead of those 3. Kasai, on the other hand, looked just fine. At least on the outside. I was relieved that my sacrifice had meant something. Kasai didn't say anything. I couldn't tell if he wanted to tell me something or not because he looked so emotionless. Kasai. Yes? He paused shortly before answering. I could tell he was upset. I didn't regret revealing my true identity in order to protect Satoshi-kun. I hadn't wanted Kasai or Uncle Yashiro to be hurt. I had been contradicting myself. Do you know how Uncle Yashiro's doing? No. I'm sure he's alright, because he's strong. So you should apologize to him. Okay. I wanted to ask about Satoshi-kun too. I wonder if he was captured or harassed for the Sensei family because of me. No, unfortunately, the police are probably doing that his own way now. Oh my gosh. Again, that whole scene was actually it was really cool. And also, ooh! Ugh. But I was hesitant to ask Kasai. After all, I'd chosen Satoshi-kun over them. I chose love instead of friends. Was Satoshi-kun alright? I hoped he wouldn't get caught or incarcerated somewhere. I paid the hospital bill, and Kasai gave me a ride home. I finally realized somebody was knocking my door. Shion-san? It's not healthy to sleep so much. It was Kasai. He put some side dishes on the table. We start nibbling at them. Well, you can never have too many side dishes. You have side dishes, Keiichi? How do you feel? Depressed? No wonder, after all that. Holy shit. Again. No wonder. It's almost like you had your wings clipped almost. In a different way. But like, it's more like you had your wings pruned without losing the functionality of your wings almost, if I put a different metaphor. It's still... Your hand still works, but it's still painful now. It's like getting like, oh god, my next thought is someone just literally just removing entire layer of skin. Like from until like you can only see like pure red muscles, and then wait for the skin to grow back. Disgusting imagery. You're welcome. You've been resting? We were sleeping before you rudely came and interrupted us. We were sleeping our woes away and like trying to tend to our wounded wounds and our wounded pride. You've been resting. Have you been eating? I've been eating the stuff I left in the fridge. Otherwise, I've been either sleeping or staring at the ceiling. It had been 3 days. I've just been lying down since then. Woke up every now and then in my shallow sleep. I didn't feel like getting up or thinking. I feel like I'd just been floating the whole time. My appetite was gone, but I came back with the smell of the food Kasai brought. I wasn't able to think of anything to talk to Kasai about, so I just ate silently. You talk shit about canned food again. I got a call from Mion-san yesterday. She was saying she called you a few times but never got through. But when I heard Mion's name, I felt my wounds throb. I didn't stop Kasai, who continued. Because you paid up, the family decided to close the matter. You will officially withdraw from the academy and transfer to school in Okuniya. They're finally acknowledging my right to make my own decisions, huh? Indeed. They said you could live with yourself now, under a few conditions. Oh boy, what are those conditions? You will stay from Hinamizawa. You won't pretend to be Mion Sonozaki. You won't show up at public places, and so on. This means, in exchange for acknowledging me, they don't want me to hang around. That's correct. Of course, it's only temporary until things cool down. There's no set duration, but I think you should stay inconspicuous at least until the end of the year. It'd be good not to just to live in Okuniya quietly, the way it was before. Kasai put on a sad smile. I smiled back at him likewise. Before the conversation ended, I should ask him what I wanted to know. How's Satoshi-kun doing? Terrible. I wish that Kasai would assure me of his safety right away, but didn't answer like that. So about this crush you were having, you didn't tell me about it. Okay. Kasai, is he alright? Shion-san? He put his chopsticks down. The family wants you to forget about him. What? Shion-san? I don't want to get in an argument with you, so I'm not getting into the details. I'm only relating to you what the family wants. What are you talking about? What details, Kasai? He pretended as though he didn't hear me and started eating again. Never seen him get so stubborn like this. Whatever his punishment was, or whatever they did to him, must have been something very, hard-hitting. The Sonozaki family had been using the Hojo family as a scapegoat. They must have concluded that Sonozaki shouldn't be in love with a Hojo. I didn't like that. Sadako is a friend of Mion's at school. Would it be okay if Satoshi-kun and I were the same gender? Did I say Satoshi or Sadako there? Oh yeah. If I did something conspicuous again, they might do something to him for real. I mean, yeah, they're friends and all that, but obviously I think they're like, forget the whole, like, well, yeah, I don't really need to say it. Like, they don't think that kind of relationship would happen between that. I don't even say anything like that. Just like they forced me to review my own fingernails. The Sonozaki family wouldn't hesitate. They'd torture him if need be. Maybe if I really loved him, I should stay away. No, become selfish. Go after him. Satoshi-kun won't show up in Okuniya unless he rejoins the Hinamizawa fighters. I had to pretend to be Mion if I wanted to go to Hinamizawa. But I didn't think she'd cooperate with me. And if she did, it'd be some time down the road. And if they told me to see him, I already had no means of doing that again. And he's gonna go missing in a couple days from now. Oh boy. Oh wait. Mion gave me his number a little while ago. Time to start spamming his phone. I could call him. Maybe he asked to meet with him secretly. If I got caught again, they wouldn't cut me any slack. Should I risk it? What the hell did I even want from Satoshi-kun? Kasai? Can I be alone for a moment? He started putting his food away in a rush, assuming that I wanted him to leave. Oh, no, that's not what I meant. Take your time and finish your food. Just want to take a walk. You can't let this place up if I don't step out with you. He quickly put away his meal and followed me out. Just to be clear, I'm not going to see Satoshi-kun, alright? I see. The most incredulous voice ever. I turned around and started walking. You say you're not going to meet Satoshi, but instead we're going to actually bump into him. I was like, nah. My destination was rather pathetic. It was a toy store that sold a giant teddy bear. I couldn't deny that I was somewhat expecting Satoshi-kun to pass by there. I couldn't stop myself from looking at the face of a passerby who resembled him. Is the police station in Okamiya? Yeah, I think it is, actually, thinking about it. Maybe. Probably not. Like, even if they let him go, he'll probably go straight home. Or well, the police will obviously come driving back right to the house. I wonder how, I guess, the whole, like, Child Special Services actually, take care of the whole thing. Oh yeah, I forgot. The Special Services, treating him, he's still under the care of the uncle, but, the uncle's nowhere near around. Everyone's, just ignoring that fact, so, they just live normally, and, like, Oishi doesn't care about that factor either, about only just, arresting Satoshi and all that. No one cares about living situation for him, the other kid, obviously. No one cares. It's like Satoshi said, everyone abandoned Sadako. Basically. And if they want to help, they abandoned her still. My god. I looked at the store's window. The teddy bear was gone. Congrats, Satoshi-kun. The bear's gone. Looks like you're able to buy it. His evil aunt had died and his wicked uncle was living with his mistress. Satoshi-kun succeeded in fulfilling his duty as a big brother by buying his little sister that huge teddy bear. There was nobody left to hurt him. He was free from his tiresome efforts. He was completely free from pain. Over time, he retrieved his own smile, and he'd go back to being the Satoshi-kun I love. But I wouldn't be there with him. Get out of the way! I had a car honking. God. I didn't think it was honking at me at first, but it was so persistent that I had to look up. The person waving me from their car was eerie. He was waving at me all carefree, oblivious to my feelings. Oh, hi again, still. I will never trust you, even all this time, and if you prove to be the most, like, trustworthy person on Earth, I still, for some reason, will trust you. Sonozaki-san? Long time no see. Are you meeting up with Hojo-san? No, I'm not. Wait, what? I know he looks into the store's windows all the time. Why do you think we're meeting up? The whole thing there. Wait, do you think she's Mion or Shion, actually? That could explain all this so quickly. So I assume you were expecting him here, something. No, I'm just passing by. Looks like he was able to buy that teddy bear, though. Eerie seemed to know about the teddy bear as well. He knows about the teddy bear, too! He smiled upon seeing its empty display space. So that was not just a display piece. It actually was what's for sale. The teddy bear was so squished in between everything else and against the ceiling. I just imagine it's like the teddy bear has a flattened, like, snout and a nose. Like, you accidentally just put a plush in a box and keep it there for a bit, and, like, you open up again, like, oh crap, no! The mint condition teddy bear, no! Yesterday was Sadako-chan's birthday. Oh god, that's so terrifying now, and implications. Oh god. You must have celebrated with that teddy bear. He doesn't work so hard anymore, huh? Indeed. Did he turn his resignation to the Hinamizawa fighters? Oh, does that even exist? Never seen one. Did you, Sonozaki-san? No, I didn't. So that means he still belongs to the team. I think he'll be back after things have settled down. That's gonna be a whole other time if he's still alive. Gonna be more than a year before things finally settle down. But I know he'll be sad if he doesn't see you there. He teased me. He's a grown after all. You technically can tease no matter what age you are still. Don't be ageist. He must have been trying to sound optimistic because he knew I was feeling a bit down. You can go back to the team anytime you want. It might as well be empty without you. I'm thinking of providing you with a maid costume once you come back. I want to end this conversation right here now. I burst into laughter. He sure hasn't changed. Oh, I almost forgot. I can tell you my name now. Sorry, Coach, I was lying about my identity. I'm not Mion. I'm her twin sister, Shion. I've been pretending to be her for a few reasons. What? You're Mion-san's twin sister? The one and only. It's like one of those mystery novels. I was totally taken aback. I burst into laughter again. Yes, I'm Shion Sonozaki. I've been forced to live quietly because my grandmother hates me, though. I never realized. Good acting skills. Look at that. You should go into movies and all that, and TV shows, Shion. Like, you become more famous to the Yakuza then. Get your revenge slowly over the years. Take drama classes. Become even better. Talent. I never realized that Mion-san had a twin sister. Same here. Fuck off. Go away. I don't want to speak to you ever again. I don't want to see your fucking face. Do you have a second teddy bear? We'll smother him to death with it. Suddenly a loud voice interrupted us. The voice sounded more mean and greasy and like Erie's. I think he may have a small bit of that, but it's my body speaking, but still. It was him. Oishi. Iushi. Hello, Dr. Erie. Thank you for your cooperation last night. Not mention it. I wasn't of much help. They were just going through the motions. It was obvious they hate each other. Yeah, basically. What happened between them again? Again. I want to know. Eri whispered to me. I'm leaving now. Do you want to get in my car? I can drive you home. He figured that Oishi was after me. Just give me a chance to slip away. Looking at Oishi's face, it was clear his focus was on me, not Eri. Probably intended to interrogate me until my testimony broke. I'm sure I could talk my way out of it, but it'd just be a waste of time. Alright. Coach, let's get going. Oh, are you two going somewhere together? Yeah, we're gonna hit up the baseball joint. You wanna come? We'll make sure the baseballs don't hit your face. Yes. We're on our way to get some stuff for the team. We're gonna drop by a few places, so will you excuse us? Eri bowed. I followed suit. I admire how good he was at lying. That comes with intuitions and all of that. He's good at lying, you say. He's quick in the draw. We have another skilled liar and actor here. Oh boy, the things are stacking up. He's a grown-up after all. What you seem to know was a lie. How dare you read through it all like a book? But he never warned, so he couldn't stop us. I moved again to Erie's car. How are your wounds, Shion Sonozaki-san? The fuck you talking about? I gasped when I heard that. My left hand was bandaged. It was unsightly, so I kept it in my pocket. There's no way Oishi could have been able to see it. Pull out water gun, squirt him, start nail down on the driver, on just the gas pedal. Let's go. Let's roll out. Autobots, roll out. Go. They'll live with no problems if they don't get infected. I tore my fingernails off a couple times myself as a kid. But look, they look beautiful now, don't they? Why, you put your own like little gloss on them and all that. You paint your nails. Honestly, I'm wonder what color my nails would look good in. Honestly, thinking about it even more now. Men's fingernails shouldn't look beautiful. That gives me the creeps. How dare you say that, Shion? Lots of like comments in this game because it's like it's 80s, but still. Oishi scratched his head and chuckled. He's supposed to be one of the best cops in Alchemy PD, and he knows about all the underground activities in the region. He must have heard about my payment from out somewhere. Still, that happened in the secret basement of the Sonozaki main house. I can underestimate this guy's sources. Well, thank you for your kind words. Again, Eerie, slam on the gas pedal now. We'll be going now. Excuse us. Shion Sonozaki-san. Oh my gosh, gasp! You know my name, which I told you. Thank you for saying the whole thing out loud. Why don't we go get some coffee together sometime? What? Are you hitting on me? Please, don't even joke with that. If you like. Sorry, time flies. I can't waste any of that precious time on things that don't interest me. Ah, ouch. You got me there. How about this, then? You can leave any time if you get bored of talking to me. I won't stop you. How does that sound? I don't mind you talking, but I won't talk back. I doubt you'd call it a conversation. It's like talking to a brick wall or a mirror. It'll be fine. We can just listen, and I'll talk. We can just listen to an old man ramble while sipping on a cup of coffee. He was being strangely persistent. It didn't look like he was trying to poke a hole in my statement. What would we even talk about? Well, a few things, but you wouldn't know about it right now. Someone else is literally arrested for the crime. Satoshi is also missing. Ooh, the possibilities are endless. And actually, how many days have been? Like, does that mean like Sadako's like birthday is actually like the 21st or 22nd? Actually, thinking about it. No, that would mean the 22nd. Actually, it's like 1 or 2 days afterwards. He literally only had 2 days. Oh my god. Holy shit. Ugh. Oh, that makes sense. Like, when when Satoshi, when he had brought up the fact that to his, like, maybe Sadako, if they're close, and hey, I just met Mion's twin sister, and she hasn't heard a single thing about it. He only learned about it, like, right before he went missing. That is so depressing, actually. Oh my god. What do we even talk about? I got a bit curious, even though I was still skeptical. Coach, I think I'll go with the old man instead. Shion-san? I winked at him and told him not to worry. Don't worry, I got a small switchblade which goes under the illegal limits. Yuri didn't insist. He got in his car and drove off. Okay, wow, that was quick, gentlemen. Fleeing the scene of the crime. Oishi backed his car up so I could get in. Get in the trunk. I hopped in the back seat since I didn't want to sit next to him. Here's the thing. Don't sit in the passenger side back seat. Sit right behind him. That way, that's the whole thing when also, taxi drivers and all that. That way, quickly, they can't exactly, go parallel to you and, like, start grabbing at you and also, like, trying to, like, do something. And also, literally, you can also, attack him anyway. So both, you're out of sight, but you also can do stuff to him. It's strategic way. If you ever forcing into a car with someone, hot tips for you and y'all. Are we really going to a cafe? Going to a cafe like a Starbucks or a cafeteria? Cafeteria. If you could direct me to one with no connection to your family, that'd be great. Why don't you just take me to the station then? Oishi carefully checked for oncoming traffic and started driving. Oishi took me to the police station, as I thought he might. Man, not even the train station, but the station. God damn it. If he had taken me to a nice cafe, he would have scored some points. But whatever. I'm not gonna go into that. I'm not gonna humor it. I thought it'd be more convenient if we came here. We can still go if you get bored. Try your best not to bore me then. Do you want me to go into the station hand in hand with you? Please stop. Oichi chuckled and got out of the car. He escorted me inside the station. I thought he'd take me to an interrogation room. Instead, he took me to an office of the investigation division. Officers in both suits and uniforms were working at their desks, answering phones. There was a desk with a plate that said section manager, and nearby there were counters and a table. Oishi told me to sit on the couch and started making some instant coffee. literally just this office space with this, like, right off screen, like, panning the camera to the right, there's, like, a big, like, coffee area with a nice blue carpet and all that. That sounds funny to me, just strictly business side. Also leisure time. While people on their breaks are just staring complete dead face, like, sipping their coffee, like, ah, yeah, we are on our break and you guys are not. Oh, that's so funny to me again. Oh my god. There's gotta be some offices out there like that, and everyone just, like, resents, like, how it's built like that. God. I've never been to this part of the police station. I was around in curiosity. Man, every time I've been here, I was always sent straight to the cells. Man, this is an educational adventure right here. You think I'd take you in an interrogation room? Well, she brought over a tray with coffee cups on it. You're treating me, like, better than I expected. I thought you'd whip me or something. My taste don't run that way. Can we stop talking about this? Don't bring that kind of stuff up around. So? I thought you wanted to talk. Alright, I'll cut to the chase. We're in love with Satoshi Hojo's son. What's it to you? Repel. What? Oh my god, it's getting boring already. I'm going home. Okay, please forget that then. He must have known why I had to remove my fingernails. He wasn't trying to confirm that I liked Satoshi-kun. What he was really saying was that he knew already. I heard he talked to Detective Kumagai about Satoshi-kun's alibi that day. Of course, I read Kumagai-kun's report. I know you were with him. How should it be the same statement no matter how many times you ask, then? Don't think you can poke holes in it. No, that's not what I want. You're a smart person. I know that wouldn't work for you. And I wonder what you're after. You're wasting your time if you want information on Satoshi-kun. There's nothing more to talk about. My god, this is boring me after all. I'm going home, since that was our agreement. Excuse me. I got up from the couch. Jan-san? I didn't want to get Satoshi-san's alibi from you. I admit it. That's it then. It's boring. I'm going home. We're just seeing lots of pictures of cardboard out here. We're having cardboard cut out right now. Let's go home where we don't have to see, like, being a goddamn museum for amusement park rides. Disgusting. Head tilt. I turned around and started walking. Oishi didn't get anxious, but instead spoke a little louder. Just imagine he just stares at his coffee cup, just stirring around the contents inside in a slow sip. But Jian-san, what I want to ask you about is his alibi for yesterday. Not the day of the murder. His alibi for yesterday? Why? What's it to do with his aunt's death? It's because Satoshi-kun has been missing since then. What? Do you know that he went missing? I couldn't say anything. My expression answered Oishi's question anyway. What's going on? Missing... what? Why don't you take a seat? What do you mean Satoshi-kun has gone missing? What the hell? We only know one thing for sure. He withdrew all his savings in ATM in the Okinawa post office before 3 p.m. yesterday. We don't know his whereabouts of that. I knew why he withdrew that money. He wanted to buy Sadako's birthday present. Yes, he definitely bought that teddy bear yesterday. This is just my guess, but I think he skipped town with that money. Screw you, you literally picked us up from the toy store, let's talk about this right now. Why do you not believe that? I want to know now. You mean he used the money to run away? That's stupid. He was saving to buy Sadako a birthday present. He bought a big, expensive teddy bear from that toy store. You know, honestly, the worst thing you could probably do here, if we ever, find out that's, Satoshi's dead, or, he's never gonna be seen again, his body or anything like that, we know, he's gone forever, is literally one of these chapters in the answer arcs is literally just they find a dirty teddy bear in the dirt, or in the swamp, and nothing else. That'd be devastating. He bought a big, expensive teddy bear from the toy store. He never used that money to skip town. Yes, the most expensive teddy bear in this toy store was sold. We can't confirm that Satoshi couldn't have bought it. Okay. Then why don't you ask the clerk? Satoshi and I reserved that teddy bear together. Oh, I had a bad feeling. The old man was watching the store, sleeping when we were there. Oh my god. He looked very senile. He was also watching the store on that day, and even though Satoshi-kun bought the teddy bear, he didn't remember. Only she put on a wry smile, like he already tried to question that old man. Well, anyway, it's Satoshi-kun who bought the teddy bear. He must have saved just enough to buy it, so he shouldn't have been able to run away after. That's nonsense. Alright, let's say he really did buy the teddy bear. Then why didn't he come home with it? At that point, that's when my heart would turn to ice. Satoshi could have been working hard to buy the teddy bear, even though he was under extreme mental and physical stress. After all that, he finally managed to buy it. So think of that somebody else just showed up and bought the same teddy bear. That teddy bear was gone because Satoshi couldn't bought it. If it was unreserved, then yeah, unless someone kidnapped him, got the slip of it, and then tried to pretend. And since the old man definitely, won't remember, oh god. And if it was someone else that was questioned who was at the cashier that day, that's terrifying. The teddy bear was gone because Satoshi-kun bought it. Nobody else. But it's so... Satoshi-kun should have given to Sadako. But though he bought a present for her, he didn't come home? He didn't come home? That wasn't possible. He would have gone straight home with a teddy bear. He wouldn't think of running away after buying the teddy bear. Even though Satoshi-kun wanted to run away from the police, he'd never leave without giving Sadako her present. No, anyway, it must have been Satoshi-kun who bought the teddy bear. I can say that with 100% certainty. The question was, why didn't he bring it home? That teddy bear was huge. It wouldn't fit into the basket of a bicycle. I mean, he might have brought some straps tied to his bike. He wouldn't have thought of running away on a wobbly bicycle like that. He necessarily had to go home to buy the teddy bear from the store after withdrawing the money. Nothing could have happened when he was going between the ATM and the toy store. It was impossible. Was the ATM, actually at the toy store? That just definitely means, if he, withdrew the money then, he'd use a pin code and all that, unless, no one saw him at all. Wait. Did, from a post office, it was the ATM at a post office. Was the post office nearby the toy store? And of course, there's no cameras around. Oh, God. Would there even be witnesses? Oh, God. If it was an adult and, him nearby, and, they concealed, a gun or some weapon or something like that, and they, took out money to, make it seem like he was gone. But who would know that he was saving up money for that? Who would even know about that besides people he was close to or told about? So it just comes down to either someone omnipotently knew and forced him to take the money out and get the toys, the bear, which again even wouldn't make sense because he was going to do it anyway. So then he was just taken away after the bear was bought. Again. I mean, nobody else could have possibly bought the teddy bear. Never. That teddy bear had been sitting in the showcase up until that day. Everybody could see it when they passed by. But nobody wanted it. It's impossible it could have been somebody else. There should be no question that he went to the toy store to withdraw the money. What about the route between the toy store and his home? There shouldn't be any question there either. He shouldn't have been able to do anything with a huge toy. He shouldn't even have thought of making a stop on the way. So he must have headed home. Right after he bought that teddy bear. But nobody saw much of that. It was simple then. Satoshi-kun went missing on his way home from the toy store. He went missing? What did that mean? I was sure he killed his aunt. He's not that shrewd. Maybe he couldn't bear the pressure from the police? Was he resigned to the idea that police are going to arrest him soon, regardless of my help? Did he decide to run away? Did you think that you should disappear until things cooled down, rather than get arrested? No, that was definitely, absolutely impossible. It was impossible that he came to that conclusion on his way home from the toy store. If he did, he would have waited until he gave Sadako her birthday present. Satoshi-kun loves Sadako. He shouldn't have spoiled her like that, but anyway, he always tried to be a good brother to her. So he never disappeared before going home. I felt as though the ice cutting away through my heart, expanding the frost. Is Satoshi-kun disappeared by his own will? The answer was simple. Satoshi-kun disappeared by somebody else's will. Was Satoshi-kun eliminated? No, that's really stupid, old man. I thought I could shake off the frost in my heart if I laughed loudly enough. I kept laughing until it happened. I kept laughing and laughing. All the cops in the room stared at me. They thought I'd gone crazy. I didn't care what they thought. I kept laughing until it turned to a cough. I finished laughing and took a sip of my lukewarm coffee. Iced coffee. It's like regular coffee, but cold. I felt as though the frost in my heart spread all throughout my guts. I was chilled to the bone. I was freezing. My fingers shook as I held the coffee cup. Jian-san? Please listen to me without interrupting. What to tell you is only a hypothesis. It's all just a theory. I might start laughing in the middle because it may sound ridiculous. But I want you to hear me out. Can you do that? Whatever, just talk. I was feeling far too cold. My teeth were chattering. I felt as though my brain had frozen as well. I lost my ability to think. I couldn't do anything by myself now. I can only do as Oishi told me. What he's going to tell me might be the worst possible theory. I had to listen to it. Whoa. I know Satoshi-kun's and Sadako's aunt was abusing them. Especially Sadako-san. My opinion, it's normal that Satoshi-kun started thinking about murdering his aunt. Because he was just a human being. I had to deny that Satoshi-kun murdered her. But what Oishi was saying was true. I couldn't deny his hypothesis right away. I just kept silent. This is only a hypothesis, alright? Please don't be upset. And no interruptions. Agreed? I know. I didn't say anything. Oh, God. Just go on. My God, that's music actually. Oh, God. Satoshi Hojo planned the murder of his aunt and executed it. We have no proof, okay? It's all theoretical. All right. I heard. Just keep talking already. I'll switch the subject now. Jian-san, you were forbidden from having a relationship with Satoshi-kun, weren't you? I told you to stay away from him, correct? I believe the reason behind that is, not that your family hated the Hojos, but they didn't like the fact that you were involved with a murder suspect. That is actually possible. Oh God, I love this music. Oh my God. After all, when I was pretending to be Mion, I already had a connection with Satoshi-kun. Before anyone knew it was Shion who was spending time around him. I could have been accused when I was helping the Hinamizawa fighters that the relationship between the Hojos and Sonozakis was the problem. Ugh. It would be difficult for the Sonozaki family to know that Satoshi-kun murdered his aunt if it happened in Hinamizawa. Maybe one of them even saw the murder. The Sonozaki family didn't like that I was in love with a murderer. They decided to step in. But it's fine, I'm the love of Yakuza, but okay then. Also, you're known to not give up easily, aren't you? Which means even if the Sonozaki family threatened you or ripped off your nails, you still wouldn't cut ties with Satoshi-kun, would you? I couldn't deny that. I lost most of my means to access Hinamizawa. My ties to Satoshi-kun were essentially cut, true. But I still knew Satoshi-kun's phone number. And I expected him to rejoin the Hinamizawa fighters eventually. I believe your family knew that a few threats would never be enough for you to break ties with Satoshi-kun. They could threaten you all they liked to no avail. So their only option would be to do something about the other person, wouldn't it? What do you mean, do something? What would they do? What? What? If threatening me was useless, then They do something about Satoshi-kun. What would they have done? They pulled something. Then wouldn't they interrupt his path from the toy store to home? Toy store to home. Toy store to X to home. What's X? What is X? X marks the spot where his path was interrupted. But what interrupted it? Why couldn't Satoshi-kun made it home from the toy store if something interrupted him? Why? What's X? X! I ran out of air, became dizzy, and then collapsed. The floor felt cold. I felt no pain. I had fallen to the floor like a plastic doll. Oishi and some others rushed over to me and helped me up. Calm down, Shion-san. I don't think she can. We're not certain that Satoshi-kun was killed yet. You're not certain he was killed? What the fuck are you talking about? Don't you know about the torture room where they forced me to rip up my fingernails? Don't you know that they say there are prison walls and a well for disposing of corpses in the back? If the Sonozaki family wants to eliminate somebody, they definitely kill them in the torture room and dump the body down there. But his corpse wasn't found there, not even bones. They never mentioned that fact. Either, like, his body was disposed down there and, like, for some reason decided to move the bones somewhere else to bury it, which I don't buy that for a second, actually. Because, you know, they don't have a warrant at all, so not allowed to look down around there. So it's literally the perfect place to hide a body. So, literally. Yeah. You're not certain? Are you dumb? Is your brain made of tofu? I mean, if I were in the Hag's position, I'd kill him for sure. I wouldn't let him get away. If I would kill him, then the Hag would definitely kill him. Shion-san, please calm down. This is unconfirmed, but I have information that somebody witnessed a young runaway male at Nagoya Station. Took a train from there to Tokyo. The clothes didn't match, but it's possible that he changed what he was wearing to hide from the police. It's still possible that it was him. Is he alive? Is he? This is also a theory, but let me go on. Your twin sister Mion-san is the closest person to Oreo Sonozaki, correct? I'm assuming that Mion-san stopped Oreo, which he suggested murdering Satoshi-kun furtively. Mion? That was possible. She could try to calm things down out of pity for me. That idiot was always so indecisive. She should have been clear enough if she wanted to save him or not. But she probably seemed vague about that. She must have persuaded the Hag to reduce the punishment to banishment instead of death to avoid feeling guilty. I believe the Sonozaki family contacted Satoshi-kun. They probably told him that they couldn't cover the murder, told him to disappear somewhere far away. They forced him to be more accurate. Satoshi-kun would have rejected that. He would never leave Sadako behind. I agree with you. Satoshi-kun was working at places Mion-san referred him to, wasn't he? So the family knew they had enough money for a getaway. Yeah, it does go to that too. Something tells me it's something more than that. But he never used it for anything other than buying the teddy bear. You're right. He must have gone straight to the toy store to retrieve the money. But what if the teddy bear was already sold when he got there? The culprit was someone who really liked bears. The bears. That would have been a very desolate situation. He'd been working hard. Well, his aunt abused him. He worked at many different jobs. Oh, shit. If, just do the hypothetical of the Sonozaki family. Like, literally, Emma knew what he was doing. Like, they bought the bear. And then he started going home dejectedly. For, Sadako's birthday. Or the very least, he looked around and frantically for another, other gap, and then had to give up and go home. And then they appear and approach him there. And then, I'm getting reminded of V3 to 2 again. God, fuck. God, I'm upset again. My God. Like, they literally just wore him down. They basically just did, if it was them all along, even though they basically said they indirectly were involved in anything, I think they literally just mentioned that they were the ones who got rid of the Hojo parents. I think they literally mentioned that too. So why not this? Okay. There's something more about it still, but like, just even this hypothetical sounds so accurate too? And honestly, completely fucking unfair. While his aunt abused him, he worked at many different jobs. The money was worth all that pain. He went to the toy store with that money in order to buy his beloved sister a present. That was the only purpose for that money. He must have looked for the teddy bear as he'd always done. But it was gone. I mean, the toy was given like a reservation slip. So either like, well, if it's Sonozaki toy store or something like that, they just got rid of it just to, He wouldn't have gone into a panic right away. He's always so optimistic. Might have thought the stores were wrapping the gift for him, because he told them that he picked it up that day. He must have gone to the store joyously. I couldn't guess exactly what happened next. My heart would tear if I tried to imagine anyway. Why didn't they have it? Even though he had it reserved. Did that old man understand the situation? Or was he just zoning out? Maybe it would have been the same if he wasn't that old man who was at the store at the time. A bunch of fierce-looking subordinates in the Sonozaki family went in and showed them the money. Nobody could have rejected it. Satoshi-kun must have sunk into silence. No matter how hard he complained, the teddy bear was gone. He probably never considered that his dream might be taken away. He must have been wobbling his way home in sorrow, leaning the telephone poles every now and then. It was a day he wanted Sadako to be happy the most. He couldn't get the present she wanted the most. He probably didn't think of getting another gift, because it was unimaginable that he couldn't get the teddy bear. He might have imagined how Sadako would react when she found out he had no present for her. He must have looked unbelievably sad and empty. The money he'd been saving meant nothing anymore. Satoshi-kun never cried, even in his toughest moments. Did he even know how to cry? It was always Sadako who was crying. So Satoshi-kun never learned how to cry. He grew up that way. I mean, did you know? People shed sadness from their hearts with tears. Satoshi-kun wasn't even allowed to do that. Even though his heart was filled with sorrow, he couldn't let it out. You insisted he wouldn't leave Sadako-san behind, didn't you? What think? What if the Sonozaki family told him that they'd look after her after his disappearance? After Satoshi-kun found out the teddy bear was gone, all he had left were some crumpled bills. The family told him it was just a matter of time before the police got to him. They told him to run away. They said they'd take care of Sadako. Satoshi-kun didn't feel like seeing his sister. He wandered and found himself at Okinomiya Station. He must have been apologizing to Sadako so many times in his mind. He swore to come back someday. He headed to Nagoya, then to Tokyo. But change of clothes. That meant he's alive. He's alive. I should be able to see him again someday. He must be coming back, so I'll definitely see him again. I assume the Sonozaki family set up some place for him to stay. Satoshi-kun must have gone there. So he's safe. He's coming back someday, right? I wish he looked up at the ceiling and stretched. He didn't answer me. The 24th. But then what about that guy who got arrested and then knew details about the crime itself without what was a confidential thing? Where does that factor in? How does that factor into your own little fucking hypothesis then? On June 24th, 1982, Satoshi Hojo went missing. There is a possibility that he ran away, as he was the prime suspect of the murder that happened on the 20th of the same month. Allegedly, someone resembling him was seen at Nagoya Station embarking on a train headed to Tokyo. but the truth is unknown. No one has seen him since. As a matter of fact, no one even knows he's still alive. Man. That's depressing as fuck. Ugh. The worst part is, if this was a short episode, I feel like that's the perfect time to actually close it out. Oh my god. Train to Nowhere achievement. Had a dear friend go missing. Oh god. God damn it. Fuck you. God damn it. So that's those there ones. I think we did that one last time. Okay. The information that Satoshi-kun might have headed to Tokyo hasn't been verified. It started as follows. A young man came to the lost and found window, looking for his wallet. The station employee asked him to write down his name in the form. Then the young man started writing Hojo as his name, but he stopped in the middle, crumpled the form, and wrote a totally different name on another form. The station employee witnessed a similar-looking young man rushing into the train heading to Tokyo. The employee from the Lost and Found. An employee was on the platform, talked about the suspicious young man in the locker room. That was all. The wall of the man named Hojo was never reported as found to the Lost and Found office. That is interesting to think about. But, maybe he was writing a different last name. And if did they even still have that form? Or was it, like, thrown away? Do they even still have that around? Or are we just going by supposition? I think that was actually 3, right? That was... Did we already do page 29? I can't remember, actually, now. I think there's only 2. Yep, it's all the same. Just only those 2. My god, my brain is a bit fried now. God damn it. That was actually really effective, though. That was actually really good. Holy shit. At first I thought Oishi's theory that the Sonozaki family banished Satoshi-kun from Hinamizawa and looked at Sadako in return was bogus. Because technically speaking, Rika is looking after her subtly... yeah, fuck that. But thinking about it now, it doesn't seem too far-fetched. After all, Sadako Hojo started living with Rika Furude after Satoshi-kun's disappearance. Rika Furude isn't just a regular girl. She was the head of the Furude family, one of the 3 families. The head of the Kimiyoshi family is Rika Furude's guardian. The Sonozaki family probably couldn't step in, due to having been officially opposed to the Hojo family. But Sadako Hojo is in the custody of the 3 families now. Even though the Hojo family was severely ostracized during the dam conflict, Sadako Hojo was now under protection. Oh, God. It seems as though only Sadako was exempted from the blame. Why was she spared, even though Satoshi-kun wasn't? Yeah, I don't buy it for a second, but it's definitely really, really convincing, honestly. Especially since I'm probably she and like asked the family around, but I'm probably to this day hasn't gotten a straight answer yet, at all, never. Especially since they don't want to see her face at all, and Mion herself doesn't seem like since like Mion and Shion are close, they would not tell Mion anything either. So it's a media blackout on every single side, except from their higher ups if it was that family. Yeah. It sounds really convincing, but for some reason my brain doesn't accept it. Even with that, I'm thinking about if it was a kid, but like, they mention a man, or they're like trying to go young man. Young man, yeah. Was looking for his wallet. That's the thing, though. You came to the station. Why? Like, that's another thing, because like, it was the same day as that, and we drew all his savings from the ATM. Why then go to a lost and found? Saying you lost your wallet. Does not make any sense. Especially since you went to the toy store, and like you're heading back home. Why then do you like would go to like a train station like in the opposite direction? I'm assuming from home, if you lost it, and if you're so certain that you know, you dropped your wallet around, then it wouldn't be around a train station. It'd be around wherever you're, like after you got to the toy store. If you made a direct beeline to home on your bike, it fell out there. The sound of it doesn't seem like it's that straight a shot from the train station to there. And I have to say, like, this music, honestly, this is fucking phenomenal music here. I think this is one of my favorite themes now, just from how atmospheric it is, and the dread it builds up, honestly. Holy shit, it's good. It's really good. It doesn't make any sense for why the same day you know he had his wallet goes around and all that. There's a play from the Lost and Found. The employee was on the platform. Talked about the suspicious young man in the locker room. That was all. The wallet of the man named Hojo was never reported as found to the Lost and Found office. I mean, there's also the possibility of literally someone else posing, or literally just a whole mix-up of him, someone putting their first or last name on there. And it starts with, you know, H-O-U or just H-O. It even could be someone from the whole thing, but why exactly misprint their name or anything like that? I mean, I guess it sort of corroborates, like, circumstantially, it was like Satoshi leaving. But the whole fact that his wallet been missing and he sort of wrote his name down, like, right that does not make any sense to me at all. Because even if he's, like, slow to, like, you know, take out his wallet, like, you know, for a bus and all that, like, for poor planning and all that, I'm pretty sure he's not stupid or all that just to drop his wallet. Even though they said, like, he's clumsy, he's mostly just slow-witted, at least in that way. He's not clumsy in that way. They haven't showed anything like that so far. Plus, honestly, he had a few, like, baseball hits, honestly, from the sound of it. He's just not good averaging out. He's not clumsy like a tripping sort of person or dropping everything. Literally. He just doesn't know about certain things. That's literally all it is. But I was just gonna say, like, I think this is my favorite section of this whole entire installment just yet. The whole torture scene, the fingernails, then literally just this, like, the whole entire, like, build up and, like, to the toy store and all that. If this feels like an end game, like, sort of, like, I guess, like, going into epilogue, like, teaser thing, like, for the other installments, like how it was from, how it was for Keiichi, feeling like he got on the nightmare of everyone else, but, he sees Mion outside his window, goes down, gets stabbed by her, and goes to the hospital, and then again, it still happens, talks more about it. It feels like it's that sort of thing, and this is, like, halfway through. And this is literally just Shion, like, doing her own way of, like, some small connection in some way, trying to continue figuring out what happened, because she, like, loves him, and wants so desperately to find him. It makes sense why. Like, she'd be so sensitive about his disappearance as well. But I'm wondering now, because because I glossed over in the second installment now thinking about it because, like, it's pure, like, like sibling dynamics, but I wonder if there's something more to it now of, like, Mion and Shion, like, sort of having this weird, I guess, love-hate relationship a bit. It's, like, implied a bit. You can easily just take that as about sibling just bickering, and it's like, they still enjoy each other's presence and all that, which I know it's to some extent there still, but, like, there could be something there, honestly. And I really, honestly, like, here's the thing. Everyone can read Keiichi's mind, but Keiichi's not entirely good at reading other people's thoughts, okay? If that wasn't evidence a few times already. Really. Honestly. He's on the ball, like, figuring out, like, someone's mind. I guess, like, the trail of thoughts someone could have, but he fails the last stretch. That's literally just it. so he can't really take that. He's honestly, to thinking the way of putting about it, like a different sort of way, an almost unreliable narrator, but mostly just in terms of his own flaws. Which is honestly, that's actually an interesting way to look at it. The same way with Shion here, I guess a tiny bit, but I guess it's maybe a bit more objective. He's trying to figure everything out, but he still has the whole flaw of not recognizing like a Sadako just to blame, but also the whole thing about jealousy and all that. There could be something there that Shion does think Mia knows something. There's that a bit, but it doesn't seem like they absolutely hate each other. They're still in good terms, but there might be some small thing there. Maybe just because the whole, well, obviously because the strain put on everyone because of Satoshi going missing. Literally. So, yeah. We're at, like I say, so this is chapter 6. That's been done and over with, or like, we're in chapter 7 actually now, thinking about it, right? I'm getting my numbers mixed up because there's a whole lot being put into here right now. And I can only imagine the rest of this whole installment will be all about her trying to, like, figure out how to look into this appearance case. All through it, because we still haven't touched upon the fact that Guy was arrested for it. We still not touched upon that at all. That's gonna be the next thing. That's gotta be the next thing. Oh boy, but I'm just rambling right now. And I still feel energized, but oh boy. Oh boy, like, again. The whole hypothetical of what happened to Satoshi, that was honestly heartbreaking. That was honestly heartbreaking to think about, like, all that. Holy shit. It's really, like, yeah, again, like, the story is really good presenting a lot of different possibilities. I mean, that's the whole point of it. Like, it's really good at that kind of stuff. And actually having really good, believable, character motivations and all that. And since, what was it, and because the whole fact that this difficulty curve basically mentioned the motivation of the culprit is difficult to discern, of course, obviously, based on metafiction-wise, that's not right. No, that's wrong. So there's gotta be something more to play here. Like, obviously, like, my first thought is, literally the son is like he's had nothing to do with it. And from the sound of it, actually, literally just were at their word and making sure that Shion did all three of her, like, took off all 3 of her fingernails and left Satoshi alone, but then something happened on the way back. But also the fact that again, the coach knew about the fact that Hitoshi was coming to this toy store. He mentioned that. He implied that. He even implied that the Shion, like, about if he was meeting him there. Oh god. And he was trying to like, nab onto, oh god, he was trying to, like, adopt Sadako. Oh god, if that's true. Oh god. Oh god, that's disgusting. That's horrible. That's so fucking horrible. If he isn't that bad, there's still something up with them. There has to be. There has to be.